All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Friday, the 6th of June, and we're getting ready to take down some old white wine tonight. That's right, it's time for our annual vintage ultimate white tasting. And hey man, we got to round the bases, you know what? And white wines do age not quite as well as a wine like Brunello di Montalcino. For some reason, all of my favorite wines seem to start with a B. Brunello, Barolo, Bordeaux, Burgundy, and this is one of the most incredible wines that Italy has to offer. One of the most age-worthy, and the thing that makes Brunello different than the other wines with a B is this is from Tuscany, and it's 100% Sangiovese. Sangiovese Grosso, a clone of Sangiovese that they grow in Montalcino. And this is a producer that I buy every single year. Canalicchio de Sopra. I'll never forget Francesco, the son. When he first came to the U.S. to work the market, he was 20 years old. We put on an event with him, and we showed like 8-10 different vintages of his Brunello all the way back to 1981. And he got up and, I introduced him, and he said, "My name's Francesco, I'm 20 years old." And he did his introduction, and we sat down and said, "Francesco, 20 years old is not old enough to drink in the United States of America, so you can stay on age the next time you present the wines." Anyways, he's much older than that today, and now running the company, making some fabulous wines. Like I said, I buy this wine every year. In a vintage like 2011, which was a difficult year, our good friend Vincenzo Abruzzese made no Brunello at all. I don't know if these guys did, but judging by the quality of their Rosso di Montalcino, which got 90 points in the Wine Advocate, that's what a producer like this will do in a difficult vintage. Take all their juice and just declassify it and make one wine. Well, 2009 was also a difficult year. That is the current release of Brunello. And, well, the wines are very good. They're forward. They're charming. They're very drinkable. We just did our 2009 Brunello tasting. We always showcase the new releases around May. And this wine was very good. Always one of the stars of the tasting. And, a lot of producers didn't make a 2008 Reserva. So instead of showing the 8 Reservas, which would have been the new releases, we showed the 2006 from Canalicchio, and a rock star. This wine was the wine of the night. It is a killer bottle of wine, but still needs another 10 or 20 years in the bottle, like 2004, 2006, a classic vintage, one that has some serious legs to it. And Canalicchio de Sopra is a tiny producer. They make about 2,000 cases of their Brunello, just a few hundred cases of the Reserva, and a couple thousand, depending on the vintage of the Rosso di Montalcino. So 5,000 cases, about the same production level as Valdicava, another one of our favorite producers from Montalcino. They don't make a Super Tuscan. They just do Brunello Rosso and Brunello Reserva in great vintages. And hey, we've got some great vintages on the table here, going all the way back to 1994. All right, 94 wasn't a great vintage, but it's 94 still drinking really nice. The 95 Reserva, a killer bottle of wine, still drinking beautifully, was one of the stars of our vintage Brunello tasting earlier in the year. We just picked up a case of 96. Hey, 96, not a great vintage either, but this is a great producer. That's when a great producer like Canalicchio really shines in difficult vintages. We've got 98s, we got 99s, 99 Reservas. We just put on some 01 and 04 Reservas into the mix. Check it out, everything we've got from this tiny producer from Montalcino, Canalicchio de Sopra. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.